Good morning, afternoon, or evening at whatever time you are watching this. And I have decided to just talk to you for a little bit about this whole idea of being a guru and to watch yourself with people who are selling all of these expensive courses online, ebooks online, courses, boot camps, claiming themselves to be gurus. Having been in this sort of quasi copywriting world for a while, a lot of them are selling courses and they've never done any of the stuff that they're talking about. There's nothing to really back it up, but they're learning how to use certain copywriting techniques so that they can sell you their information. And some of these courses are as high as $15,000 or $10,000 or $5,000 for a boot camp, and there's nothing to it. There's no secret. I'd been thinking about this, and then one of the premier copywriters in the United States, in fact, in the world, I would say he's in the top five and maybe in the top three, is a gentleman by the name of Clayton Makepeace. If you don't function in the copywriting world, then you don't know who Clayton is, and that's okay, but you can look him up and find out. The guy knows what he's talking about. He has written promotions that have been multi-million dollar successes. When it comes to copywriting, Clayton Makepeace knows his business. And if you're going to look for somebody in copywriting, look for people that are associated with him or what he does, because he knows what he's talking about. I've interviewed him before. I've followed him on Facebook and have followed his career since I've been into this sort of persuasive writing arena, and have had the opportunity and the privilege to interact with him on a couple of occasions. So I talk about Clayton Makepeace for a moment because if I were saying there was a guru in copywriting, Clayton Makepeace is that. Mark Ford is that. My friend in the past that passed away, God rest his soul, Don Mahoney, was a true legend. And there are so many others. But Clayton said something the other day and kind of gave voice a little bit more to what I had already been thinking about. I actually want to read you what Clayton said, and then I want to come back to this. He says, what miraculous days these are. Everybody is a guru. Everyone's a legend. Everyone is willing to teach you to write copy for a price. By the way, I would add in there, willing to teach you how to give a speech, how to do, you can fill in the blank. He's talking about copywriting here. Everyone is willing to teach you to write copy for a price. Even folks who have never had a single major success. Very interesting. So many experts with so few real accomplishments. Before you teach, Clayton says, show me the promo you wrote that sold 1 million subscriptions. I would add, before you tell me that you're a speechwriter, show me the speeches that you've read. That you've written. As a matter of fact, better than that, show me speeches that you've done so that you actually can show me that you understand not only how to write, but how to deliver that speech. Before you teach, show me the promo that you wrote that sold 1 million subscriptions. Or show me the $1 million royalty check your client sent you. These are, by the way, both things that Clayton has accomplished. Otherwise, please shut the blank up and sit down. There are plenty of real experts with actual accomplishments who are ready to provide honest help for or to serious writers. Bam. I mean, the popular thing is mic drop. You could have done a mic drop after that, Clayton Makepeace, because it is absolutely brilliant. And there has been a trend. In fact, if you go on Facebook, if you go on Twitter, if you go on YouTube, everybody's an expert. I've seen 22-year-old experts that say they're selling a course in public speaking, and I'm thinking to myself, how many speeches have you possibly given in your life that you suddenly are an expert because you read a book, because you took a course, because you did something else, doesn't make you an expert. It's actually in the execution. I'm watching a lot of people who follow Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee. I love much of the stuff that he says. I don't take it all hook, line, and sinker because Gary Vee doesn't function in the lane in which I function. But he's got some very good points. Do it first. Show us a track record of success or a track record of the fact that you have been able to do these things. And then come back and tell me that you know how to do it. But make sure that you show some type of results first. And this is really a caution to so many people who are out there right now. Because you see somebody's name up in lights doesn't necessarily mean that they're effective. Check them out. They may just be good at selling their wares. There's an example, and I wrote this back to Clayton the other day, And there's an example that I want to give you that happened personally to me that I think sort of encapsulates what I'm trying to say. A number of years ago, more than a number of years ago now, I was interested in doing some real estate investing. And so I got hooked up with a guy who was considered to be one of the gurus. He had written a couple of books, he was doing seminars. And then, of course, what he did is after you read his books and you bought his materials, he put you into his quote unquote, are you ready? Coaching program or quote unquote mastermind group. Any of those sound familiar to those of you who are information junkies? Should. At any rate, the price was a little bit steep. Even I believe it was in the 90s, and this is before the coaching and mastermind thing, where everybody was doing it and everybody was an expert. So this guy really seemed to front himself as an expert. So much so, I had gotten connected with him that I paid the fee to begin this coaching process with him. And even when he came in to do a seminar in South Florida, he was running late, and his team called me and said, "Can you get the seminar started for blank?" Okay. Wasn't too long after that that I kind of like, it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You know, you go over and you peek behind the curtain, and there's this guy going, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain," because he was presenting this incredible image of this great Oz, and meanwhile there's a man behind the curtain that is trying to push all the levers and pull all the levers and create this sense of awe when there really wasn't one. So I found out not too long after that he was basically ripping people off. Just recently now, watch this, just recently now, he just got out of jail along with his wife for securities violation. Been in jail for quite a while, as a matter of fact. I'm so glad that I disconnected from that, but I'm also glad that I learned another lesson. Things are not always as they appear. Watch for the long haul, the long track record. A guy like Tony Robbins that first started out, people were really skeptical of Tony. But Tony has now been living this for all of these years. Does he have his detractors? Yeah. But his effectiveness now has been seen throughout the years. You've been able to watch a track record. And I'm not saying that everybody doesn't get a start somewhere, but you don't start as a guru. Nobody starts as an expert. Nobody suddenly wakes up one day at 22, 23, 24 years old and says, "I'm an expert." Ta-da! Because there's no experience. I had a professor in college one time that said something really important to me. We were talking about people in one of the areas in which I worked who would go to college and then to graduate school and earn their doctorate. And he said, what's really interesting about these guys, Bob, is that they're coming out and they know all the answers. The problem is they don't know what questions to ask. I thought that was brilliant, because I think only with experience do you understand what the questions are that you even need to ask, and how to take the truths that you've learned and apply them in whatever area that you're in. I remember the first wedding that I ever officiated at many, many years ago in my other life was 2 weeks after I was married. I couldn't tell these people anything about marriage. I was only married 2 weeks. Now, after 30 plus years, I can tell you a whole lot about marriage. Now, is experience the only teacher? No, because there are people that can repeat the same experience 30 times, or you can get 30 different experiences. I guess what I'm saying to you is I've talked to so many people online and people in different groups who think that one particular guru, one particular person, whether it be in copywriting, in public speaking, in whatever area that they want to function in, that one more book, one more course, one more ebook, one more boot camp, one more seminar, one more, you fill in the blank, however you're choosing to get this information, that if they pay a little bit more, that they're going to get some kind of a secret, some kind of a course that is going to give them the information that they need to succeed. And the fact of the matter is that there may be something in there that is beneficial, but you're not going to succeed until you start doing the work. It's just that simple. And so to those, if this helps one person save $5,000 or $10,000 from spending it with somebody that is simply not an expert, then this video, if you're listening to this via audio, has been a success. I can tell you that right now. I didn't sit here and play. I'm not looking at an outline. I'm not looking at any particular plan script that I had today. I just want to talk to you because it's been on my heart and on my mind, because I have again talked to so many people who are out there that are failing to start because they're looking for the secret. And the fact of the matter is, there really is no secret. The secret is in the work, in the continued learning, in finding somebody that you can model, and then going for it. So, whatever you do, just start today. Have a great day. Do the best that you can do. Learn along the way. Learn from your mistakes and your experiences, and you will find success. Have a great day.